Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're going to explore how breastfeeding supports infant gut health and helps lower blood pressure in early childhood. Joining me is Alara Sky, who contributes her knowledge of natural health. We'll focus on recent research linking the benefits of breastfeeding to a more diverse gut microbiome, reduced inflammation, and overall improved heart health for children.
Thank you, Ethan. It's great to be here. This topic is incredibly important because many new parents face questions about whether to breastfeed or opt for formula. Recent findings show that breastfed infants enjoy a range of long-term health benefits, including better blood pressure regulation by the time they reach early childhood. Specifically, breastfeeding for at least 6 months has been associated with lower systolic blood pressure once a child turns 6 years old.
Let's start by discussing how researchers arrived at these findings. One key study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association followed over 500 Danish children from infancy to age 6. The researchers analyzed stool samples during infancy to see how the gut microbiome developed, and then looked at the children's blood pressure around age 6. What they found was straightforward. Children who were breastfed for at least 6 months had a more diverse gut microbiome.
Right. And that diversity of gut bacteria appeared to have real cardiovascular effects. The data showed that just a 1-unit increase in gut microbiome diversity at 1 month of age was linked to a nearly 2 millimeters of mercury drop in systolic blood pressure at age 6. That's a significant difference. Even small reductions in blood pressure during childhood help lower long-term risk of hypertension and heart disease.
This connection highlights the fact that breastfeeding does more than simply deliver nutrients. It programs a child's gut microbiome, which in turn helps shape their metabolism, immune function, and even cardiovascular health. Breast milk contains unique substances that you simply won't find in formula. We're talking about components like human milk oligosaccharides, known as HMOs, and secretory immunoglobulin A, or SIGA. These can have a powerful influence on beneficial bacteria, such as Bifidobacterium.
Exactly. These HMOs feed the good bacteria in an infant's gut, helping them multiply and crowd out harmful microbes. SIGA, meanwhile, is an antibody that lines the gut to prevent infections and train the immune system to recognize which bacteria are helpful and which are harmful. This all leads to a less inflammatory environment in the gut, which helps prevent gut permeability and reduces the likelihood of immune-related issues down the line.
The research further showed that even partial breastfeeding offered some benefits, though exclusive breastfeeding, for at least 6 months, seemed to provide the most robust advantage. Babies who received formula early on had less diverse microbiomes. That difference in microbial composition is one reason formula-fed infants can be at a greater risk for higher blood pressure and metabolic issues later in life.
There's also evidence that breastfeeding's positive impact on blood pressure is independent of a child's weight or body mass index. One might think that children with lower blood pressure were just leaner, but the studies factored in those variables. It appears that the health of the gut microbiome itself plays a pivotal role in shaping cardiovascular outcomes, regardless of a child's weight.
Let's talk about why that might be. Certain beneficial bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs, when they break down specific carbohydrates. Bifidobacterium, for instance, is excellent at converting breast milk carbohydrates into SCFAs, like butyrate and acetate. These SCFAs help regulate blood pressure by relaxing blood vessels and supporting healthy immune function. In turn, that reduces chronic low-grade inflammation, which is often linked to high blood pressure and other cardiovascular conditions.
On the flip side, infants who miss out on those beneficial carbohydrates from breast milk might see their gut bacteria resort to breaking down less ideal components, potentially leading to issues like leaky gut. When a baby's intestinal lining is compromised, bacteria and other undesirable compounds can enter the bloodstream more easily, triggering inflammation and, eventually, increases in blood pressure. Studies show that once leaky gut sets in, it can contribute to a wide range of health problems down the line.
Another study, this time in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology, underscored how breastfeeding shapes the baby's immune system. This research observed that breastfed infants had significantly higher levels of Bifidobacterium. It also showed that breast milk's HMOs serve as a natural prebiotic. They basically bypass digestion by human enzymes, so they can feed the good bacteria. Formula-fed infants lacked that selective feeding effect and tended to have higher levels of inflammatory bacteria like Clostridium and Proteobacteria.
Adding to that, the presence of SIGA in breast milk helps build a stronger gut lining defense. It's not just about preventing infections either. SIGA also aids in immune training. It helps an infant's immune system learn the difference between real threats and harmless substances. That's vital, because an overactive immune response in early life can pave the way for chronic inflammation, allergies, and autoimmune disorders. Breastfeeding lowers those inflammatory markers, providing added protection.
Given all this, it's clear that breastfeeding for at least 6 months lays a strong foundation for long-term health. Experts have called the very first milk colostrum, liquid gold, because of its yellow tint and its remarkably rich nutritional profile. It contains even higher concentrations of immune factors to benefit the newborn. While formula companies have improved their products over time, they simply can't replicate the exact composition of human milk. Breast milk continually adjusts based on the baby's immediate needs, responding to cues from the infant's saliva and feeding patterns.
That adaptive quality is a major reason why scientists keep finding new advantages linked to exclusive breastfeeding. It's not just about delivering a static set of nutrients. Breast milk actively tailors itself to support optimal development. For parents who are able to breastfeed, making the choice to do so exclusively for 6 months or more appears to set the stage for both a robust immune system and healthier cardiovascular markers in childhood.
Let's be practical, though. Some mothers encounter difficulties with breastfeeding. In those instances, formula is a fallback option. Even so, for those who can manage, exclusive breastfeeding remains the gold standard. It's also wise for breastfeeding mothers to prioritize their own nutrition, because what they eat affects milk quality. Focusing on whole, nutrient-dense foods can support a healthier balance of fats and important immune factors in breast milk.
And while it might be unavoidable at times, caregivers should consider limiting the use of antibiotics in a child's first year. Antibiotics can disrupt the developing gut microbiome by killing off beneficial bacteria alongside harmful ones. Other common medications, like certain pain relievers and acid reflux drugs, may also affect gut health, so it's best to use them judiciously. Of course, sometimes they're necessary, but whenever possible, relying on safe, natural remedies can help preserve the delicate balance of an infant's microbiome.
Research has even shown that synthetic chemicals, often called forever chemicals, or PFAS, can end up in breast milk. Minimizing exposure to these chemicals in your daily life may reduce their levels in the milk and further protect the child's developing system. Choosing products free of harmful additives and avoiding certain types of packaging can help lower that toxic load.
Yes, that's a good reminder that breastfeeding is part of a larger picture of infant health. It goes hand in hand with thoughtful nutrition, minimal exposure to harmful substances, and cautious use of medications. Taken together, these steps give children a better shot at avoiding chronic ailments, including high blood pressure. The gut microbiome is central to it all, and it relies heavily on the unique properties of breast milk during those critical early months.
For parents who might not be able to breastfeed, making homemade formula could be a better alternative than relying on commercial products, as it allows more control over the ingredients. Dr. Mercola and others have shared recipes that aim to mimic some aspects of breast milk's composition. It's not an exact substitute, but it can be a step closer to delivering the beneficial fats and other elements infants need.
We should also mention that many parents wonder exactly how long they should continue breastfeeding. The general consensus is at least 6 months exclusively. Then you can gradually introduce other foods while continuing to breastfeed if feasible. Partial breastfeeding still confers benefits, but the research suggests that staying exclusive for at least half a year maximizes the positive impact on gut diversity and blood pressure regulation.
In summary, recent research confirms that breastfeeding is much more than a source of nourishment. It supports a diverse population of beneficial gut microbes, which helps reduce inflammation, train the immune system, and even lower blood pressure by early childhood. The protective effects of these factors seem to extend into adulthood, offering a defense against conditions like heart disease down the road.
Right. And for parents currently deciding on their infant's feeding plan, it's worth keeping in mind that every month of breastfeeding adds layers of health benefits. From higher levels of Bifidobacterium to the presence of vital immune-supporting compounds, breast milk offers a naturally optimized roadmap to healthier growth and development.
That's all for today's episode of Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and I appreciate you tuning in as we explore the importance of breastfeeding and its role in shaping the gut microbiome and cardiovascular health in children.
Thank you all for listening. I'm Alara Sky, and we hope you found this discussion helpful. We'll see you next time for more insights into maintaining and improving health at every life stage. Stay informed and take care.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.